A lot of the Christians, a lot of the Hebrews, I wouldn't say all, but let's say 90%, because the Sangha is like what, 20%? Let's say 90% of the humanity believes in the heliocentric model, which is the sun in the middle and the globe earth going around the sun. So we believe in that heliocentric model. Let's say 90% of the Christians and Hebrews believe in that. Let's say 80% of the Buddhists believe in that heliocentric model. Let's say 90% of the Buddhists believe in the heliocentric model, because Buddhists, they believe in science. What happens with that is because in the Buddhist scriptures, the description of the earth is different to what the science has taught humanity. The description of the earth in Hebrew scriptures are different to what science has taught humanity. The description of the earth in the Hebrew and the Buddhist is the same. So what the demons will say is like, it's written in the scriptures what the shape of the earth is, and what the shape of the earth is, and how the earth is. It says in the scriptures, it is written by their gods. But somehow the humans believe our heliocentric model. The humans believe what we are teaching them. Humans are leaving the scriptural definition of what the earth is like, what the solar system and the sun and the moon is like. The Buddhists are leaving that concept and believing in the science model. The Christians are leaving the scripture design and following our design. The Hebrews are leaving the scripture design and following our heliocentric model. So when we do that, the demons get very deluded. When we believe that, and when we leave our system of our God, when we leave the scriptures and we believe their model, we believe the satanic heliocentric false model, when we believe that, they get very deluded. And they're like, wow, humans just believe. Humans like believe anything we tell them, and they will just follow and they'll just do it. It concretizes their delusion, and they believe that they are gods in that situation. So they will believe that they are gods. They're like, oh, whatever we do, they just do it. Whatever we tell them, they just do it. Even the Buddhists, they leave the scripture. They leave their God. They leave Buddha's work and follow our work. So that's the danger. And then when we held them accountable, when you're like, why did you teach us these wrong things? They'll say, who told you to leave the scriptures? Why did you believe in us? So the demons take no accountability, because at the end, we have to take responsibility as well. But it's much deeper and layered and more complex than that, because first, the majority of the population don't even know the Buddhist or the Hebrew scriptures, so they don't even know. There is a pre-existing model of earth that has already been relayed to humanity, that has been already given to us. We don't even know that, but even those spiritual people, they are believing in the science model and rejecting the scripture model of the earth, rejecting the scripture design of the earth, and accepting the science version. So when we hold them accountable and tell them, why did you teach us this? They'll be like, who told you to believe this? We didn't tell you to believe in this. It's already written in your scriptures. It's already written in your holy book. You don't have to believe in our model. That's what they will say, as their defense. But at the same time, they want 100% compliance from humanity. So the demons, Satan, the beast, the unholy trinity, they want a 100% compliance, like they did with COVID-19. How many people in the West were prosecuted for not getting the vaccine? Many people lost their jobs. Many people can't send their kids to school because they didn't get vaccinated, and they didn't get their kids vaccinated. And many people couldn't get treatment in hospitals because they didn't get vaccinated. So children and adults were not allowed into hospitals for treatments because they did not get vaccinated. And many people lost their jobs because they didn't get vaccinated. So they want 100% compliance. So when they're like, COVID-19, everyone get vaccinated, they want 100% compliance. So when they say, oh, you don't have to believe in our stuff, do your thing. They don't mean it. They want you to believe. They want you to believe in the heliocentric model because they teach it in school. And if you fail, you will fail the class. If you say there is no heliocentric model in school, you will fail in class. So they want 100% compliance. So when they say, oh, you don't have to believe in us, that's not true, because they want blind faith. They want 100% compliance. So they are operating from tyranny. We don't have a choice to follow the right knowledge. We are not making up our own thing. We are just saying we want to follow spirituality. We want to follow the right knowledge. We want to follow the real model of the earth, real design of the earth. We want to follow the real wisdom. We want to follow the real God. We want real knowledge, but they won't allow the real knowledge. They will keep us away and prosecute us when we follow the real knowledge. They'll humiliate you. They'll discriminate you. They'll dominate you. They'll segregate you. They won't let you have jobs. They'll give you diseases. They'll give you suffering. They'll prosecute you. They'll telepathically harass you because you're following the real dharma. You're following the real scriptures. You're following the real God, and they will prosecute you. And because they want 100% compliance, and they will threaten your life if you do not believe in their science and technology. They will threaten your life, and they will threaten to kill you. They will threaten to hurt you if you do not have blind faith in science and technology. So that's the demonic system that you have to understand. That's why there is the Great Tribulation, because you are not, you are born and bred in that satanic false doctrine system, and doesn't matter how much we teach you, you will not wake up. So when you say, oh, if she told us this before the tribulation, then we wouldn't need to have the Great Tribulation, then we could just have done it like her before the tribulation and raptured and gone to heaven. That's what you would think in your ignorance, but that's not true, because Father already knows, Buddha already knows, Christ already knows, Yeshua, Son of God, already knows that you will not understand. So even if we try to teach you before the tribulation, you will not understand. So they already know what group belongs where, who will get it and who will not get it, who will understand and who will not understand, who will see and hear and who won't see and hear. They already know. So they will teach you based on your intelligence. They will teach you based on what you have the ability to understand. And that's why there are specific programs for different groups. You have the pre-tribulation groups, those really smart guys that just get it. And then you have the tribulation group that needs a little bit of push, or sometimes a very hard push, but they will get it and rapture and go to heaven. Then you have the ones that will not get it, then it doesn't matter what you do. And those are the groups that will go to hell, and they will learn in hell. In the Hebrew scriptures, it says all these demons and all these ignorant people that went to hell, they finally acknowledged wisdom. They finally acknowledged God, because they were heavily prosecuted in hell, and they finally acknowledged the ignorance. So they will do it, but it takes a harder scrub for them than, like, say, the pre-trib and the tribulation and basically hell after that. So it takes different, that's why there are different programs for different levels of staining, different levels of ignorance, different levels of disobedience, different levels of delusion have different programs. So these are designed specifically based on intelligence. So it's not like, oh, let's just rapture the church. Like my favorite kids, it doesn't work like that, because if you rapture a contaminated person into heaven, it contaminates the whole heaven, and heaven doesn't take people that are contaminated, like how Satan fell after he rebelled against Father. Satan had to fight Archangel Michael, and he lost his battle with Archangel Michael, and he fell to earth. They are forever banned from heaven. They can't enter heaven. And now, after the tribulation, they are going to be banned from the earth. They are going to be put to hell from the earth. They are not even allowed to be on this earth, because they are that poisonous, and they poison the whole earth. So that's why you have like a very systematic pre-tribulation, the people that get it, that will actually pass the entire learning program, and they will understand, they will see the real Christ, they will see the real Father, they'll see Buddha, they'll see Sunyata, they'll understand Sunyata. That's your pre-tribulation. And then you have the tribulation group that will not see that. And even if we tell them before the tribulation, it won't register for them. That's why you have the tribulation group. For those groups that you can't teach, for those groups that you can't wake up, it's the tribulation. So the tribulation groups are like, right now they call us conspiracy theorists. Those are the tribulation groups. So they are going to be in the tribulation, and they'll be like, oh, so that was not a conspiracy, that was a real thing. We were in delusion. So they will realize that. So everyone that is like using the word conspiracy, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, they're using that language right now, will end up in the tribulation, and they'll realize it's not a conspiracy. So when you meet the right person in the pre-trib phase, when you meet the right person, and when you speak to them about the deception, when you speak to them about 9/11, the coronavirus, the education system, everything that I've been speaking of, when you speak to them about that, they already know. They already know, and we can have a dialogue with them, and they already know the deception. So I'm able to have a dialogue with them about all the things that I'm speaking about now. I can speak to many people on this, even in Australia, which is considered very asleep. There are many awake people that we can encounter, and they know a lot of the deception. But then there are people that are completely on a different trajectory. It just feels like a different species altogether, because they do not see, and we cannot wake them up. They can be programmed into anything. So they are like basically a psychological weapon. They're basically in the human robotic state, and anything you put in their head, they can be weaponized. So they'll be like, spiritual people are evil. They'll believe that the spiritual people are evil because they don't have their own mind, and their mind is willed by Mara and the demonic force. They are not their own person. So that's why they are weaponized easily, because you can program them with anything, and that's the danger of those people. And that's why, like, people like us, you cannot program us. Even if you program us, we can come out of the programming. We'll learn about the deception and we'll come out of it. So it's harder to program people like us, deceive us, lie to us. Satan, Mara, Horror Babylon, they're always trying to deceive me. They're always trying to program me with their fancy MK Ultra mind control, experimental based programs. They're always trying to program me with different things, confuse me or program fear into me and things. But they can't, because it's a different operating system. It's like the Sunyata operating system. So they can't program me. But if you take that fear and give it to a regular human being, they will be programmed with that fear. If you take any kind of world situation like a COVID-19 or 9/11 or the concept of terrorism, and you put it in the head, they will believe. They will believe like, whoa, terrorists are real. And then the moment you see a person with a beard, you're like afraid that you believe that's a terrorist. You are easily weaponized. And that's the danger of the everyday human being that cannot be taught, is that they are weaponized with anything. They can be radicalized instantaneously. They can be radicalized because they are not their own person, and they do not know right from wrong. And they are easily radicalized into anything, whereas the smart people, you cannot radicalize them. They will distinguish immediately good from bad, or they will figure it out eventually. That's why humanity is given the tribulation ground, because within that tribulation ground, you're able to go through your persecution. Everything that you need as an individual is facilitated within the tribulation ground. Whether you need wrath, whether you need fear, whether you need demonic harassment, possession, whatever you need, whether you need your family to collapse, whether you need like extreme crisis in your life, whatever you need is facilitated within the Great Tribulation spiritual ground, will facilitate that for you so that you can wake up And that's what you have to understand. So you can't be like, oh, Father's prosecuting me. No one's prosecuting you. You are prosecuting yourself. If you're going to take a knife and stab yourself, you're going to make a hole in your leg. It's going to hurt and you're going to bleed. And that's what's happening. That's what you're doing spiritually, energetically. That's what you're doing. You're taking a knife and you're stabbing yourself. God's not doing it. You're doing it out of your own ignorance. But we're just trying to show you. It's like, that's fake, that's ignorant, that's a delusion. Wake up, come out of that. So that's the whole tribulation ground. It will facilitate all your prosecutions. Everything is facilitating your awakening. You're waking, you're being woken up from the deception. Like I said before, deception is worse than prosecution. Deception is worse than hell. So if you are not waking up, it's really bad. Ignorance is worse than hell. Ignorance is worse than anything, because we cannot wake you up. We cannot make you see. And that's why that ground is facilitated. And that's why we have Buddhas. That's why we have Lord Shakyamuni, the teacher of our time, the teacher of the Buddha for our eon. Buddha for our eon. So there are many Buddhas, but the Buddhas for our eon is Shakyamuni, Lord Buddha, Gautama Buddha. So that's why we have figures like that, because they are the mind, and they have individualized ability. They have the ability to individually awaken people. So they know what's wrong with you, and they will take you in that specific journey to help you wake up, not to help your family wake up, like you go to the church together, not like that. There are deep psychological stainings. There are so many things happening in your mind, deep subconscious, unconscious delusions and ignorances that the Buddha can lift, that the Buddha can guide you out of all of those different delusions and ignorance in your mind. The Buddha can lead you out of that. So that's what the Buddha is. That's what like the great Buddha is, because he is like the most intelligent person. His name itself, the Buddha, means mind. Buddhi in Nepalese means mind. So they are able to help us navigate out, especially Shakyamuni Buddha for us. You can take refuge in Shakyamuni Buddha, and he can help you navigate your mind, and he can give you a very specific type of awakening. He can give you a program that is just for you. So your spiritual awakening is as individualized as your life. Our life is so individual, and no other life is similar to our life. So your awakening will be as individualized as that. At the same time, it will be secret, because the demons and everyone that can mislead you are watching you. So my training was part of like the unborn mind. So sometimes I wouldn't even know, but I would know at the same time. So form is emptiness, emptiness is form. It's like that. It's like you know, but you don't know. But when you need it, it's there. But at the same time, everything is hidden, and the demons don't have access to your system, because they can mislead you. So you will get that kind of secret training, but at the same time, it will be individualized for you, and it will be as individualized as your life. So everyone will have a generic redemption plan, a generic awakening, the generic tribulation ground, but the awakening is as individualized as your life, as your personal life. So that's how it is. Like, so your awakening will be personal, and it will be personal to you. It will be individualized to you. And that's how well the Buddha knows you. That's how well Christ, Yeshua, Son of God, and our Father knows you individually. So they will work on you at that level, at that individual level. And they also know whether you're going to get it or not. They also know the outcome, whether you are a tribulation, whether you are a pre-trib, whether you're a tribulation, or whether you're a hell group. They know the groups as well. So they know what group you belong in, because they know the entirety of the human mind. They have been alive since before the creation of mankind, before the creation of this earth and the human beings. They have been alive before that. So they know us.